Mira Business FM.
It is Mira Business FM. It is the Morning Drive with me, Tim Elliott, and we're joined now to talk the future of live streaming, which we are actually in the middle of right now, every day. This is what we do with the program. But we're going to talk to Nour Abdelaal, who is the Managing Director of Space Live Productions. The future of live streaming it is. Nour, thank you for coming in to talk to us.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. It's live streaming is your thing. Gladly, we are generationally different. This is your thing. You're the youth, the future. You are the MD of Space Live Productions, but I want to ask you about that in a moment. And there's another title as well. We'll come to that. You're a busy guy.
Kind of.
Tell me about the early days, where this came from for you, because this is not just you're a young guy, you stream everything naturally, everything happens on the internet. Your career began in filmmaking.
Correct. So my career began in filmmaking. I studied digital production and storytelling in the American University in Dubai,
Okay.
Mohammed bin Rashid School of Communication.
Right.
And in uni, I've learned almost everything. This program has taught me everything when it comes to filmmaking, from digital production and storytelling. So digital production, cinematography, producing. You learn how to direct. So I graduated almost knowing how to do everything when it comes to the media industry.
So the real practical experience of the new media industry, the digital media industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely. And then once I graduated, I'm the kind of person who likes to, let's say, learn a lot of things at the same time. So then I got into drone operations, and I know how to fly FPV drones and all sorts of drones. And then I got to live streaming and event direction. And this is where, from events, this is where I developed everything when it comes to live streaming.
Okay, and is that because you? It's just the way things are now. I mean, my son is just a little younger than you, and everything he does is connected to a device in some way.
Mm-hmm.
All of his communication, pretty much everything he does, works in that way. And I wonder if it's because that's just the way it is, or is that because there's a particular interest that you have?
It's mostly like a particular interest, because for me it's that we're all used to like the content that's being out on social media, the pre-recorded content. And right now with the rise of AI, you can see how easily you can just generate a video in like 3 seconds.
You really can.
But with live stream, what I love about live stream is that you can't do that with AI yet. And you will need actual people, skilled people who will be able to perform on or host like a radio show or a podcast to keep the show going and interesting for any of the viewers.
Okay.
And this is where I felt like, okay, I'm doing something that's a bit different and requires a lot of skill, requires a lot of multitasking. You always need to be on time. You always need to make sure that everything's calculated right, especially with events, merging live events and with live streaming and making sure that the show is matching everything. That was the biggest challenge for me, and this is where I learned most of my skills as well.
That's an interesting point to me, because I think people view recorded online content, your standard influencer stuff, the pre-recorded stuff, and equate it to the live situation, and they are two very different worlds.
Absolutely.
The world of editing, I mean, editing, as an influencer is paramount. It's key. It's the thing, and it means you can create engagement. But the editing process may be 12 hours for a minute's worth of video. But in a live situation,
you only have one take.
You've one shot, and that's it, baby. I mean, that's how it works, isn't it?
It absolutely is, and especially with live events, it's a bigger risk, because you won't only have to depend on the presenter, but on the team behind the cameras, behind the stream, who are managing the graphics. These are all elements that we can just look at the stream and then think, oh, it's normal. So we can have a graphic displaying my name over here, but they don't know what's happening behind it. They don't know there's a graphic guy typing every single letter and having it queued at the right time with a show caller behind and with a live stream director directing him to make sure that everything is going at the right time. And all of this can be messed up pretty easily if we won't have everything calculated to be done at the right time.
I mean, we kind of take it for granted because we're all used to watching the Oscars live or watching, a football match live. But I still think the older I get, the more I think I watch Premier League football quite often. Many people do, and it always occurs to me when watching it, this is happening right now. this is going on right now. I'm watching this as it happens, and I still find it a mind-blowing concept. I know, I'm probably off. Look, you're the MD of Space Live Productions. You're also the creative director and a marketing manager at the Space Events and Sports. So, hence my comment that you lead a pretty busy life. You're trying to build immersive experiences. That's something that I got from your website, I think. What does that mean? What kinds of things are you doing?
So, us as the space, we're almost like an ecosystem of blending events and live experiences. So, with the space, we host a lot of events in our venue. So, the space is a very high-end venue with a lot of immersive experiences and screens as well.
Okay.
And we, for example, one of the biggest events we host there are the slap fighting championships.
I've seen that. I wanted to come to that later, but you've mentioned it now. I don't even know what slap fighting is. It's literally what...
You have to watch.
Is this the slap across the
We
face
can have
thing?
one right now.
I'd rather not, but thanks for the offer. So, although that would get some viewers.
Yeah.
So slap fighting is that the thing where you build up and you slap and you have to put the person... Is that what it is?
Absolutely.
That's...
As simple as it sounds.
It's gruesome, but weirdly engaging.
It is very engaging. So from our slap fighting championship, we're near almost over 6 billion impressions. Just
Huge.
very huge, just from someone getting slapped.
There are so many questions going through my mind. The ethics of this. I mean, clearly these people are in this and they are willing participants. That's the first thing to say. This is not to victimize people, but it's a hard thing to get used to, the idea of.
It's very hard, and you would be surprised how those athletes, they take it very seriously and they train for it.
Right.
And it takes a huge amount of strength to be able to handle, and technique as well. So it's not as simple as it sounds. Someone would go and slap. No, there are a lot of rules and safety measurements that we take before the fights and during the fights to ensure that no one's at risk at all as well.
Okay, but that's just part of the kind of fight side of the business. You do boxing and jiu-jitsu as well, don't you?
Correct. We do boxing, jiu-jitsu. We did lucha libre as well. Mexican lucha libre. It's like the Mexican wrestling.
Which is hugely entertaining.
Yeah, and so what we do as well, it's not only like the event, but we're in charge of every single thing from pre-production, marketing, promoting the event. I also developed like the whole team that will be working on the event, from live streaming to everyone who will be assisting from the show side. And after that post-event, we push out all the content and we start marketing for the second version of the event.
Okay, so you obviously have a studio, you have premises, you have licensing to do this, but where did it come from? I mean, where did you think, okay, how did you start financially? Tell me about the genesis, if you like.
So how we started is that we had the space venue and we were doing really good. So the space venue hosts a lot of all of the major car reveal events.
Okay.
We have also an Audi car reveal next week as well. So
you were doing this?
Yes. So we host those events.
Okay.
And some of the events where we do, such as like the boxing or fighting events, we do them in our venue, and we use the Space Live Productions to stream it and make sure that everything is smooth with the content as well. So we started with the venue, and then we wanted to introduce some events that can be hosted by us as the venue, as the space, and it went really good, such as the slap fighting and the jiu-jitsu, and people started loving it, and we decided we want to expand, and that's where Space Live Productions came from. So make sure we have the full ecosystem that we can deliver everything from start to finish.
Okay, so how does it make money then? Is it it's an online advertising model, views, impressions?
Absolutely. So how it makes money? The venue, of course, makes money by the venue rental, and those let's say events, they make money by sponsors. So before the event, we gather all of the info that comes to, let's say, the impressions and what our sponsors can actually gain, and we sell sponsorship packages. And also during live streaming, we put all of the sponsor logos and the placements, and in venue also placements. Our venue is made to be like the most appealing when it comes to sponsors. We have all of this big 60-meter screen or 50-meter screen all the way around. So sponsors love it, people love it. We sell the tickets as well, and sometimes we do pay-per-view live stream.
Okay.
So these are for like the king of the table or arm wrestling events. we do a pay-per-view live stream where audience, they have to pay to watch the live stream, and this can also be a source of income.
So you're all doing this from Dubai. That's where the premise is. That's where the studio is. That's where the stream comes from. Who are your competitors? Do you have competitors here?
The thing is, we're doing a lot of things in a lot of fields. So a direct competitor would be hard to name one, but we can have, let's say, competitors who can offer like live streaming services, or a competitor who can offer a venue. But there is no competitor who can, like, you can walk in today to the space and be like, oh, I want to do a boxing event, and we'll tell you, okay, just have a seat, please. We're getting it ready.
You say there's the boxing ring. Yep. I can put that together for you.
We have the boxing ring. We can get you the athletes. We can do all of the medical tests. We will run the show for you. We'll promote the event for you.
Okay.
We'll make everything go from 0 to 100 while just at your comfort.
No, you're 23 years old. Most people are not doing this at 23.
I mean, you're right.
No, I mean that in a complimentary way, and also there's an element of surprise in there as well, because you've clearly looked at this and thought, look, if I run this business, tell me if I'm wrong here, but if I run this business this way, I need to have this umbrella control. I need to take control of everything, and then obviously you can build that out.
It all started with curiosity. I'm a very curious person.
Okay.
And I didn't graduate with a full team and like live streaming equipment that I'm ready to just use. No, I started with actually being part of those events as someone who's just covering them as a videographer.
Okay.
And because I'm curious, my interest started building up. Oh, how are these people? I would see like a company hired to live stream the specific event, and I would go behind, oh, how are these people doing that? What is this? What's that? So once I'm back, I use all of my skills to make sure that I know what is every device that's used to make this a thing. And slowly, I started going on a smaller scale. I started doing a live stream with a pretty small switcher, a humble switcher. And then when I had bigger projects, I rented the equipment. And then once I started developing a good client base, started buying the equipment and building my own equipment. And with every new piece of equipment you buy, you start to learn more about it. And you open a lot of doors. And this is how it all started. It's just curiosity.
You can do a lot more with a lot less now. I mean, it's really easy to buy a little podcast desk and record podcasts. You can do it for very little money in your own home. And if you can learn to edit, then all of a sudden you are audio podcasting. And then, of course, you need to think about video, because that's the next step. So I can see kind of how that works. I'm curious, though, because you can do a lot more with a lot less. But in the end, you have to scale the business. It becomes labor-intensive equipment. Professional equipment is not cheap. How did you fund that? Was it, I did a job and I put the money in? How did it work?
Also, so as I mentioned, we're involved in a couple of lines of businesses. So when it comes to the venue, the events we have, the fighting events we have, and from there we were able to raise the funds to do Space Live productions and to make sure that we have the right equipment to cut costs during these events as well. Because back then, when we used to do these events, we could have hired, let's say, a live streaming company and to live stream an event and hire such a full team that can operate at broadcast quality. Yeah, it costs a lot.
Well, it does. Yeah, that's exactly right. So how do you fund like the event space, for example, in the first instance? Rents are not cheap in Dubai, clearly.
True. So that's the thing. So since we have the space venue, we have all of these events that the car launch events where people rent our venue.
Right.
So this is one of the main sources of income, and also our venue is a luxury car storage as well.
Okay, that's useful.
So we store hyper luxury cars, and 2 years ago we had the most unique collection in the world under one roof.
That means serious security as well. So
24/7 security, serious insurance as well.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. So, and that was yours? That's a family project, or?
No, I'm currently working full time with the space. And we're kind of like a family as well. So we make sure that we really push each other to get the best out of every employee to perform their best.
So everything is really kind of bolted onto the space, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about live streaming. It's kind of simple to do now. We're doing it right now as we speak. We stream, I think we do 6 hours every day here at Mira Business FM at the moment. But reasonably straightforward to do. But live streaming sporting events, or live action, as it were, is a whole another level, and obviously a lot more expensive. Tell me about that. Tell me about the difficulties of that.
I'll tell you my favorite live stream that I've done so far and the
Go on.
most challenging one.
Okay.
So we were just launching Space Life Productions, and I was like, I don't want to just launch Space Life Productions with a simple event that I live stream. I want to take it to the next level.
I mean, why make life any easier?
Yeah, and this is when I was contacted by athlete Tony Jeffries. He's a boxing coach,
Okay.
and he wanted to break a world record of the most punches, fully extended punches in 24 hours. And he wanted the whole 24 hours to be live streamed during Ramadan while I was fasting.
Okay, so you really don't take the easy approach, do you?
Kind of.
No.
Yeah.
My first question is, my first thought is we love a world record here in Dubai. There are many records that have been broken. But who watches a guy punching for 24 hours?
2,000 continuous viewers throughout the 24 hours.
2,000 people watched it for 24 hours. Non-stop.
That was like, it was
That
over
was
2,000,
that
but
was the
that was
standard.
the standard throughout the 24 hours, the lowest. So when
Wow.
people were sleeping and it was nighttime, there were still 2,000 viewers watching simultaneously.
So consistently, that number of
Consistently.
viewers.
And
on
this
there.
is for 24 hours. This is a very scary number.
Well, I mean, it's a niche event, isn't it? So that's not going to grab everybody's attention, I suppose. Okay. What about the size of the team that you need to stream an event? I mean, let's take that event as an example. The guy, so just literally punching, a bag or
Punching a bag for 24 hours straight. Yeah.
It must have been pretty exhausted. That's a different thing.
Yeah.
But how many people do you need to do that? What does that entail in terms of the technical stuff behind?
So it depends on the amount of cameras used and the technology you need. When I mean by technology is that do you want, let's say, replays during your event or not? Because replays requires another operator. Do you want the cameras to have to be dynamic to move or not? Because this requires an operator. But to start any live stream, you will need around, like a professional live stream, you will need around 5 people.
Okay.
5 to 6 people.
Okay.
That being a live stream director and a sound operator. You will also need someone, let's say, or 2 operators to handle the cameras or someone to set up the cameras. So you need to start with a team of 5 or 6. And then from there, this is the approach that I do. I have my own team, and then whenever we want extra help or extra hands when it comes to operator, we always hire the extra people, such as freelancers, to help us with this project.
The thing about live event production is that it can go wrong pretty easily, and it can go wrong pretty fast. Tell me about the pitfalls. The issues that you might have faced. Any stories that you can share?
A lot of stories.
I bet.
Almost a year ago, we did an event in the middle of the desert, a boxing event in the middle of the desert in a place called Liwa.
Famous place.
A very famous place, a very crazy place as well. It's amazing. And we were responsible to do a boxing event over there and the jiu-jitsu event, get the fighters, do the live stream, in the middle of nowhere with no direct internet connection.
Okay, I see a few issues with that.
And set up a ring and a full-on boxing event set up over there. And when we were supposed to start, we realized that due to some logistic issues, the ring took some time to reach the venue.
Okay.
We had to set up a full boxing ring in an hour. Build it from scratch.
Okay.
And we always make sure that we are very punctual when it comes to the time of live stream, because we announce like the day before that the live stream is going to start at 4, and there are no chances for delays. So you can imagine for this hour, I had to make sure that all of our equipment is running perfectly, and I'm doing my pre-show checks.
Yep.
And also I was looking over the ring being built and making sure the ring is being built at the right time so we can start the show.
The thing is with, I think with anything online, with podcasts, with any kind of production online, the key is to be consistent, but that's the professional approach. If you say a stream is going to start at 5 p.m.,
It has to start.
the stream has to start at 5
Even if we have no fighters, I don't care. We have to. We'll get any two people just running in the street. They can fight, but the stream is going to start at 5 p.m. There are no any compromises.
There's so much fighting talk today on this. There really is. Look, live content accounts for a significant amount of global viewing time. It's growth that isn't slowing down. This is an area that will grow.
It's growing pretty rapidly.
I bet it is.
At the moment, a live stream is accounting almost 90% of internet traffic, by the way.
90%.
90%.
And give me an idea of growth in the last 5 years. How much has that increased?
In terms of market, around $250 billion. And not only in terms of live streaming, but sales. So a lot of the major companies in China are doing live sales by doing live streaming and offering their products. And so far, last year, I think they raised $480 billion just from that.
I wanted to ask you about that because live streaming commerce is much talked about, and it's clearly going to be an area that we're going to be more and more involved in. If content is engaging and you can product place and sell in that product, it doesn't take a genius to understand that that's going to be a growth area.
It's an amazing area of growth, especially here in Dubai as well. You can find all of these new Chinese car companies, the EV companies. They're taking the same approach. They're doing. I think you can check now. You can open TikTok. They're doing live TikToks and talking about the car, and they're trying to sell it as well. Yeah, and they're getting a lot of inquiries. I monitored the chats. I monitored the interest of the audience, and they're getting interested. They are getting their questions answered on the spot. On the spot. Usually, if you're gonna call let's say any car dealership, I want to ask about this car. All right, then we're gonna connect you to our sales representative, and it will take time. But just at the comfort at your own room, and you can just watch a live video and type a question. Yeah, someone will give you all of these information about that specific car.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's kind of blurring the lines between entertainment and shopping, and that's absolutely clearly an area that's going to grow. Recent studies have shown that live stream shopping has outperformed traditional e-commerce in terms of conversion rates and in terms of, in audience engagement as well. There's just something about it because you don't know what's going to happen.
You're getting live conversions.
Yeah, okay.
That has never happened before.
That's huge. What about? We've got a minute. We've got just a few seconds left. Actually, AI in live streaming. Just give us 30 seconds on that.
This will be the future. Yep. And I believe people will start using some AI to do their own live shopping and live sales through AI. So they will create their own AI character where it will be able to sell their products and do all of that without a human factor and will answer all of the questions. And this will be the future. And every single company will be able to have their own AI character who live streams and does live conversions for them.
We could just sit back and reap the rewards.
Exactly.
I've really enjoyed talking to you. Nour Abdelaal is the Managing Director of Space Live Productions. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's Mira Business FM.
Mira Business FM.